Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Tower of God Chapter 597, or Season 3, Episode 180. And just before recording I was thinking the beginning, like when we came off of the one long hiatus, the beginning of the second part of the nest, the cat tower stuff, was Episode 69. So it's been over 100 chapters since we even got into the second part of the nest, let alone we still had the nest, the whole first wall stuff going on before then. So it's insane. It's been 100 chapters since then. It's been nearly 50 since we came back from the most recent hiatus, and we're getting really close to chapter 600, which, you know, the countdown for the chapter 600 screen time video is almost over. I'm extremely excited to get to 600. In addition to that, I feel like I guess there's nothing else really to talk about in the intro before we get going. This week, tomorrow, I'm hoping to post the Killing Bites project that I've worked for forever on. Then Tuesday through Saturday, I will be doing the anime award stuff that, again, I've been working on for forever. And then finally, we got Tower of God again next Sunday. Then I'll be back on my weekly schedule with the other series. And yeah, I'm hoping to do a lot more stuff other than the obvious weekly stuff. But I'm so excited. I have so many projects that I'm going to be finishing, which means I have so many ideas for so many new projects that I want to start in the next few weeks. But either way, with all that out of the way, let's get into reading this time. Also, something else I thought about while setting up the setup to record was because I saw Garnak in the thumbnail for this, and I just thought to myself, FUG, out of the three major factions in Tower of God, FUG gotta be the most attractive, on average, right? They've got one Madarako, but for their one Madarako, they've got Luzlek, Garnak, Viol, Jinsung, Yama, Yuhansung, Suo. It's on average, FUG gotta be the most attractive faction, right? But either way, let's get to reading. And at first, I was really I thought that this is going to be Yurik showing up, and I still think that's the most likely, just because we seem to see Yurik a lot. But it didn't really occur to me immediately reading last week that it could be Bayek Ryun, and we could be getting introduced to the leader of FUG and the leader of Wolhaixong back to back, and seeing the two of them interact, which would also be very exciting. Because while I've waited the entire series, basically, since we got into Season 2, I've been waiting for Luzlek. I have also been waiting a long time to see Bayek Ryun. But either way, we're starting off with what we saw last time. Lord Grace. I know. I didn't expect Wolhaixong to get involved in this. Alright, Season 3, heading for the Arena 4. And also, whatever's happening here, Bomb's group actually shouldn't be very far behind them, heading in the same direction, so Bomb's group could meet up with this whole scenario. Alright, we're seeing Garnak. And then somebody's shoes. Are you in there, Wolhaixong? Okay, so it was Garnak's shoes. My master wishes to see you, and he's just knocking on the outside of the ship. Get lost, someone says from inside. Right back at you. How about I smash this and then ask you? I wouldn't do that if I were you. You'll hurt yourself, Butterfly. Hey, stop being so aggressive. We're not here to fight those people. Okay, so it's more than one person. This is exciting. If we need to resort to violence, then we will, but we should at least try talking first. We're civilized people, remember? This does seem like it could be the Yurik and Yuji, the kind of typical relationship we see from them, where Yurik's not a complete idiot, he's not a total meathead, he has plans behind a lot of what he's doing, but he is a bit more of the aggressive, just confident, impulsive type, whereas Yuji is the more level-headed, assistant type. Why are you being this way? It's not like you. That voice. Okay, so it's somebody that Luzlek recognizes. It's the Vice Commander. Okay, so it is Mazano. because Mazano's like they called him way back in Flower of Zygana, they all called him Vice Commander. And then Mazano looking just jacked out of his mind. They're really giving him the One Piece post time skip treatment where they just like bulked everybody up. Yurik Mazano. Middle area, Bomb and his group are heading over to the arena. Okay. Oh, this is the sound that their pufferfish ship makes. I almost said puffer ship. Their puffer ship makes. Alright. They're all yelling as they hit turbulence, I guess. Or I guess that's also maybe just the way that this thing travels. We're seeing a lot of question marks. And when I see a lot of question marks... Oh, there's some exclamation points in there too, so maybe it's okay. I was thinking, when I see question marks, I'm thinking the ever-curious Levy. But they're all floating around this station. Oh, this is like the lamp thing that we saw before when Rachel and Waryun's group showed up at the Sprout. I think we've arrived. Yeah, it's the same lamp thing at the Navigator's Crossroads. Navigator's Crossroads. And again, once again, I bring this up in case whoever wasn't here last time that I said this, but people brought up that the Korean word used for navigator and guide is different, which is confusing because the official translation very often translated guide as navigator. But the word used for guide, the word used for like the entire series up until now, is like an actual Korean word, whereas the word they're using here for navigator is literally like navigato. It's like the loan word. So, Navigator's Crosswords. It's a special warp device used by navigators to reach their destination. Navigators refer to themselves as such because they're travelers who explore the tower. Okay, so I guess the navigator loan word is referring to people who don't guide people like guides, but people who explore the tower rather than try to climb. And it would make a lot of sense, because we know that each floor of the tower, I think, is supposed to be the size of the Americas. I don't remember if it was all of the Americas or just North America, but I think it was all of the Americas. So it's the size of multiple continents, and that's every floor. Plus, there's well over 100 floors. And a lot of the areas of the tower still haven't even been explored or, conquered by Zahard's kingdom, which is how White was able to go out and like slaughter 1 billion people and take over these kingdoms that had never heard of Zahard's kingdom before. Calavan's homeland was outside of the Zahard Empire. The lands beyond the Wall of Peaceful Coexistence were native land, like away from the Zahard Empire. I guess that's Yuri was attacking tower natives. I guess that was what was going on with Yuri. There was another big example that I thought of, but now I'm forgetting it since I listed all those other examples. But there was another big example of things from outside of what's already been explored. Oh, when we saw Evan and Rack's group traveling to get Kun healed by Woon Yeon, or Yeon Woon, they came across these people who their languages weren't, like, Evan had to actually know their language because their language wasn't registered into pockets, so it couldn't be translated into Mixeth, or Mixethian. They're mostly interested in things that have existed since before the 10 Great Family heads entered the tower. So it would make sense that we have all this land in every floor of the tower that hasn't been explored yet. That there are people who are just out here trying to explore what else is out there. Like the legendary machine civilization, once again to like bring things back to past things. We first heard about the machine civilization when it's at the end of the walls, but before the nest starts. Cha goes and meets Bomb for the first time, and we have this narration from Bomb where he says that Cha told him about the 5 flower kingdoms, the machine kingdom, and his master. and I think Bomb's mother as well. So he mentioned those things to Bomb, but we didn't get to hear what he said about them. Then when we get to the Nen Nen Yusracha Wang Wang flashback, Nen Nen says to Yusracha that machines and flowers or machines and plants existed before humans did. I believe Dewan is also from one of the flower kingdoms. So again, we know that these existed beforehand. Just a couple chapters ago, I brought it up when we got that Icarus flashback because it seemed like Icarus and the 10 family heads were fighting machines. So this could be getting further into this. Like the legendary machine civilization, the towns of ancient people who worshipped flowers and plants, or the nests of ancient creatures. Okay, so the towns of ancient people who worship flowers must have been the 5 flower kingdoms, and since it's not literal flower people, but people who worship flowers, it makes sense then that Dewan was from one of the 5 flower kingdoms. And of course, Cha being called like the first son of man or something like that also makes things really cool. Plus, Lobanon also has the primal punch ability, so there's a lot of really cool stuff going on there with the lore of Tower of God. Or traces of the supernatural machine god or god of nature that they believed in. So with this being said, we've gotta believe that the machine god or the god of nature might actually both exist, and if so, Bomb will probably eat them. Most of this information's unreliable, of course. The navigators argue so much about it that they've even divided themselves in the faction, the return of Teacher Explanation Kun. But this is really cool, so we're getting like really deep into Tower of God lore stuff, and honestly, I could go for a whole segment of the story just following and talking about the navigators exploring these parts of the tower that the Zahard Empire hasn't really gotten to yet. Because there's so much history before even the 10 family heads showed up. Oh, and just so you know, the Floor of Tests is another one of their important destinations. Remember that guy who followed us around? My lord! Oh my god! Chopin? Chopin in the year of our Lord 2024 in Tower of God? This is insanity. I know Dr. Bonehead, of all people, is probably absolutely losing his mind because of doing the dub and everything, how like deep he is into season 1 stuff. That's insanity. Chopin. Oh, what was it? Oh, ho, 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 ho. What? I forget what he said. Although he's not really a navigator. That's crazy. So I guess he... Alright, I remember someone like that. He was such a kind and fun person. So I guess Chopin was not really a navigator, since he says he's not really a navigator. I guess he's like one of the cultists, though, that believe in one of those ancient gods. If we use the navigator's warp device, we can reach the arena without anyone or anything getting in our way. But I didn't think Gororo knew of the location of one of these top-secret warp devices. There's one problem with using that warp device. Before we reach our destination, we'll be asked a question, says Gororo, to see whether we really belong there, and we need to answer correctly. Also, it's interesting that you need to use this to get to the sprout. The sprout is seemingly really important, houses something important, is really ancient, and most importantly, it's a plant. What kind of question? And again, not only does Lobanon have the primal punch ability, but now I was thinking he also has Gran Abuelo, which is named after the, like, real life, one of, if not the oldest known living tree. What kind of question? No one knows what they ask. To be honest, this is my first time using one of these things. If you answer the question incorrectly, or you give a strange answer, and I've been saying it looks like a lamp, but it also kind of looks like a flower. So that's really cool. If you answer the question incorrectly, or you give a strange answer, they assume that you're not worthy of entering the destination, and in cases like that, I've heard that they might send you somewhere else altogether. The problem is that the places where they send you are said to be extremely dangerous. Bomb will be fine. Why are you so worried about us getting the answer wrong before we even try, says Tiara. I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I happen to be a member of the Pobedao family, the guardians of knowledge, literature, and history. Yeah, but they have the false history and everything. You make me more nervous than anyone, thinks Coon. Yet Tiara could just be very confidently wrong. I could absolutely see that. Well, for now, this is the only way to reach the arena at the moment. I don't need your help, you fools, he thinks. If I ask Emily... Emily, after all these years, is being name-dropped. What a chapter. We're getting all... This is one of the best chapters in a long time. We get all of this deep lore. And in addition to that, Emily name-drop, we see Chopin? Insanity. She'll tell me whatever I want to know. Let's give it a try. Okay, they land the ship, and the light comes on. Greetings, traveler. My name is Avto, and I'll be guiding you to your destination. In order to determine whether you belong in the destination that you seek to reach, I will ask you a question. If you fail to answer it correctly, you may be sent to a different destination. Do you accept these conditions? Alright. I like Andrassi's outfit. I could kind of barely see it before, but now we get to see it in full. I really like her outfit. I love Kuhn's current outfit. It's very simple, similar to things he wore before, but it looks really good. And then Bomb's outfit's great too. Rack is just wearing the Rack special, the same old, same old. He replies, yes, very well. What destination are you trying to reach? A place that navigators call the sprout that grows no more. I see. I will now ask you a question, and then the question marks pop up. Suited to your destination. Okay, this is really cool. The big machine station is actually doing things. Now then, this is the question. You awoke long-forgotten memories. You made the sprout that grows no more blossom with new flowers. You have even brought a deeply buried calamity among us. Or upon us. Sorry. Oh my god, why did that happen to me? A deeply buried calamity upon us, by opening the door and entering this place. It was not supposed to be you originally. That's such a cool line. So this isn't a question. It's like, this is the question, and there's creaking and it's cutting off. But then it stops cutting off and starts talking rather than asking. And it's talking about Bomb. He awoke long-forgotten memories, maybe talking about the family heads. Made the sprout that grows no more blossom with new flowers, so that might be something we just haven't, like, physically seen ourselves yet. Even brought a deeply buried calamity upon us. The thorn, maybe, would make sense. Or the thrisses, even. By opening the door and entering this place. And we know that whenever an irregular comes in, it threatens to, like, make waves and overturn the status quo of the tower. And that's something that Yuri talked about a lot way back in season 1 and was important for Bomb at the very beginning. So we're getting back to that. And it was not supposed to be you originally. So is Rachel right with what she said in the Floor of Death? Was Rachel supposed to come in, but Bomb was the one who snuck in with her, not her with him? And Bomb is like, again, an irregular... It's always the question, is Rachel an irregular among irregulars because she seems so weak, but also other characters have brought up before, like, I think Andrassi said in season 1 when she started following Rachel, that there was, like, this weird thing about her that made her want to follow her. And then again, there was somebody else in Hell Train who said it about Rachel, that Rachel is dangerous because she possesses something that makes you want to follow her. And so is Rachel the irregular among irregulars because she seems so weak, or is Bomb the irregular among irregulars because he was originally from the tower, if we're believing the story, but also is even more, like, even from what we've seen about the other irregulars, Bomb is even more special. It was not supposed to be you originally. Who in the world are you? So that's the question. And asking Bomb who he is. Does he say 25th Bomb? Does he say Jovial Grace? Because that's something that, again, has been presented to Bomb before. A lot on the Hell Train, especially with, like, Name Hunt Station and everything. Is he Bomb? Is he Viol? And I love the side-eye from Gororo looking over too. We get Tiara and Andrasi in the panel? Did you just ask who this guy is? And I keep forgetting, I wanted to start calling her Dorothy, just for the memes, just to make people upset. Hey, were you asking the Slayer candidate just now? What kind of bizarre question is that? Says Gororo. That is correct. I will not allow any more questions. Please state your answer. And again, like he's saying, that's such a vague question. It is vague, because it's not like, what's your name or whatever, it's, who are you? What does that question have to do with the place we're trying to reach? Because who are you could be as simple as stating your identity, but it could be as deep as, who are you as a person? I need Emily's help. And he starts pulling out the phone and tapping away. He gets a reply. She answered me. I'm not obliged to answer you. What the? What's gotten into Emily all of a sudden? It's almost like there's some emotion in her answer. God, this is so cool. This is legitimately, and we're like barely over halfway through, it looks like. This is one of the best chapters in a long time for me. There's like so much story stuff going on. You want to know who Bomb is? Why are you asking something so obvious? Says, and Dorothy, remembering it, Bomb is just Bomb. He's not hiding anything. And that's cool because that's something that she herself had to come to grips with. I don't know much about his past, and there's definitely something different about him from the rest of us, but Bomb is exactly like he seems. Irregular, Slayer candidate. Why is everyone so eager to put their own labels on him? Bomb is simply Bomb. And Dorothy. Okay, I remembered it. Whatever you people say, Bomb will never be what you want him to be. Your answer has been received. Wait, that wasn't our answer. I think this is very good too. Having Bomb not be the one to answer who he is, but to have one of his teammates, have one of his friends, especially one that's been around since season 1, answer this. Your answer is, oh, and it's a failure. I thought it was going to be deemed correct. Incorrect. Are they censoring damn it again? All the gore and they censor damn it? Damn it. Why would you give an answer like that? Because I'm right. Besides, I don't think that guy wants to let Bomb reach his destination anyway. What do you mean? Since you failed to answer the question correctly, you'll be sent somewhere else. This is cool too, because we don't know where they could be sent. The destination will be more fitting for your incorrect answer. This is cool, because they could actually go somewhere more cool and more important than the Sprout. Wait, what? And then, no. And also the fact that Bomb and like his closest 3 teammates, honestly, like from what we've seen on screen, his closest teammates, again, it's like, when you think about the time Bomb spent with different characters, I think he spent more time with Elaine and Hackney than almost anyone. He spent a very long time with Team Tang Soo Yuk, but on screen, Bomb, or like Kun, Rak, and Drossi is kind of like the main quartet a bit. And also having Tiara and Gororo here. 2 sides of the war as well. Kind of. At least one from each of the 2 families that are involved. And then they're yelling, I don't have it completely under control yet, but what if I use the power of the second thorn? If that place is really where I need to go, then, I can get there. And is he going to use the irregular transportation technique by activating the thorn? Bomb? And I guess it's not exactly the same. It might work the same functionally as the other irregulars we've seen use it, but it's more like maybe what he tapped into on the hidden floor. I'm changing our course. Okay? And I like how the thing coming out of the one plug and going into another plug, it's like an old telephone switchboard, is how they're deciding where to transport them. I don't believe this. I can't control, and this is, what was her name? Avtu? The destination. I knew it. He's the wild card. Okay, so Bomb redirected their transportation. And it's not, I like too that the way he's doing this isn't like an instant teleport. It's kind of its own thing. I like that it sets itself out apart and is a bit different. Huh? What the heck? Where are we? And we have all these ships around, and some of them do look like the normal Popodao ones we've seen. I'm assuming the others might be Lopobia. And then, if this is the Sprout, it would be really cool if this is the Sprout, because when we first saw it, it was just the one little plant when Rachel and Huarun first got there. But now what if it is overgrown to all these vines? I recognize the navigator's sign on that gateway. That's the gateway to the Sprout. Popodao's forces are here as well. So we made it. Is that guy some kind of superhero or what? Oh, and then we're having, it looks like the Shinwan Ryu, like, space compression. What? Huh? What's that alarm for? And Gororo reacts. It is. Traumare steps through. It is the space compression. So Traumare makes it right to where Bomb's ship is. He looks really cool in this panel too. Seeing the like coat like fully folded out. These are really good panels at Traumare. And then Bomb looks up to him. Is that Lopobia, Traumare? We have to fight the boss right from the start. And then I love the shot of their team right now too. This is so unfair. To be continued. And also we know somewhere nearby are Yurik and Luzlek. Very, very good chapter. One of, hold on, let me throw up the credits here. One of the best. I said it a bunch as I was recording. That was absolutely incredible. So dense with information. That was such a great chapter. Also, I tied my hair up really loosely right before I started recording. It's all come out. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. That was really awesome, really great. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I feel like I discussed a lot while reading that, so I don't need to as much here at the end now that we're done. So with that out of the way, I guess I'll talk to you all in next week's video. I got a bunch of other projects I'm finishing up before then. Like if you did like the video, comment down there, tell me what you thought of this week's chapter, my first thoughts and reaction. Subscribe for more Tower of God, much more on the channel. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, it is free and open for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link to it. If you'd like to help support the channel, if you just want to support the channel, you can drop a super thanks. It's like a super chat, like a donation, but down for the comments. You can do that if you want to, but if you want to get One Piece videos a little bit earlier, if you want to get a shout out at the end of every single video, then hit join down below to become a channel member, or go to patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or a link will be in the description to become a patron. Like I said, shoutouts for patrons and members. Thank you so much to them. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, to Magical Girls, FR Nono and Smeller Dog, to Cherryton Student David Langstaff, to Slayer Candidates SG and Stan Cedar, and to Pure Element Pate Ardialo. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you all so much for being here, for being patient since I'm late on this one this week. I'm not recording until after midnight tonight. So huge thank you to all of you. Thank you so much. And I'll see you all next time.